Holy shit, we're back. Holy fuck. Is it Aroha? No fucking way it is. I didn't finish her shit off. Holy fuck. Yeah. Let's continue. The only person who matches our criteria that Kanade mentioned is you, Aroha. No. Wait, why am I the culprit? Why this all of a sudden? Then let me explain, step by step. Sora, could you show me the pool gate records once more? Firstly, like Syobai said, Setsuka died in the pool, in the morning specifically. Aroha called Setsuka to the pool in the morning, so Setsuka enters at 8:44, and Aroha enters at 8:45. What the fuck? Wait, I never entered the pool, like ever? Shut up, you murderer. You used my sister to murder Setsuka, and then blamed the whole murder on me? Now you're going to pay. But I never... So, then what? Then she killed Setsuka on the spot, left the pool at 9:22 to set up the signpost. She goes off to gather the tools needed to cut the body. So that wasn't Hibiki entering, but Haroha leaving? Yes, Setsuka's handbook. Then Setsuka's ID would show an output. She then returns to the pool at 9:54. This time she has to use her own handbook. Oh, so nobody was in the pool since 9:54. She's going with the same logic as Syobai. Syobai, but I see that this approach also makes sense. She finishes preparing the body for 12:54. After eliminating any traces left, she leaves the pool using Setsuka's handbook. By doing this, Aroha will leave the pool, but an in-output will be saved according to the records. Wait, let me get this straight. So Syobai's theory was that the corpse was cut up between 12:53 and 5:54, right? And you're suggesting that it was indeed done between 9:54 and 12:54. Yes, 3 hours would be just enough time to do the job. By this way, we solved the mystery of why it took 3 hours just to bring the dismemberment tools. You're right, Syobai's theory was acceptable, but not being able to explain 3 hours is a bit weird. Then the dismemberment process was already done by 12:54? But doesn't that leave too much time until we find the corpse? Listen carefully, I'll explain everything. 12:54, Aroha kept all the corpse pieces into one place before leaving the pool. Later at 5:24, she uses her handbook to in herself to bring the corpse pieces out. And 1 minute later, 5:25, she uses Setsuka's handbook to leave the pool. We can now perfectly explain the gate records of the pool by this logic. Oh, fuck. That makes way more sense. What the hell? I see. So it was possible to bring the records even without an accomplice. I guess it would have been for the culprit to create no-out records to avoid any suspicion from the pool. But both mine and Syobai's theory has limitations in that regard. I guess there was a reason for the culprit to do so. Really? Did Aroha actually... Wait, I'm really not the culprit. I never heard of any of this. Shut up. I'm not done with my theory. Now the next part. Aroha, who has successfully finished her job at the pool, moves the corpse pieces to the Block C monorail station. Later, she herself runs to Block A. But isn't that the same as Syobai's theory? Wait just a bit on that. Now it's the important part. After Aroha arrives at Block A, she needs to enter the ghost house at 5:55. Here it doesn't really matter that much whether she uses her handbook or Setsuka's, but it was probably better to use her own. I'll explain this a bit later. As I said before, she goes inside to cut the wires of the ghost house fuse box. She uses Setsuka's handbook to leave. Wait, what the hell are you on about now? That's exactly what you said was impossible when I brought it up. Setsuka's hand is at the monorail station of Block C. How are you going to turn her handbook on? I was going to ask that too, but I guess he was faster. The theory you're trying to propose just substituted the culprit from you to Bubblehead. With everything else, you're basically saying the same stuff. Honestly, can you even hear yourself? You just have to carry the hands, right? Kanade, didn't you yourself say that was impossible? It would be impossible for Sis, but definitely possible with Aroha. Aroha actually has a pretty handy tool to hide the hands. And what's that? Her hat? What? Both Sis and I have no ideal space to carry the hands without being seen. The pockets are too small to shove the hands in. If we try to hide it within our clothes, it would stick out and seem unnatural. You need to both not be seen and also be able to pull it out whenever needed. This is a case where every minute and second matters. The hand must have been readily available whenever the situation called for it. You're suggesting that the hiding place was Aroha's hat? If you put the severed hands on your head and put the hat on top, you would hold it in place, and it wouldn't seem unnatural. Not only that, but you could also pull it out whenever you wanted to turn the handbook on, so it matches every condition I've just mentioned. And technically speaking, Aroha's hat isn't a tool, but an attire she always wears, so she wouldn't cause any suspicion as well.
So basically, she put the hands on top of her head. Oh.
Why would I do such a horrible thing? And the one who entered the ghost house was Hibiki, not me. I saw it with my own eyes. That's exactly why I'm suspecting you, Aroha. If you perhaps lied about seeing my sister, you have no alibi. But I'm not the one. Hibiki, tell her the truth. I don't know. I can't remember. Syobai, is there anything left bothering you? I'll take that as a no. Then let's continue. Aroha causes a blackout at the ghost house, then moves to the Block A monorail station. When the monorail resumes its operation at 6 o'clock, she rides it back to Block C to move the corpse. That part is the same as Syobai's theory. This is the important part. Aroha must have hid the body parts near the ghost house. The place that I suspect is the small park in front of the ghost house. Perhaps in one of the bushes there. Wait, but then we're stuck at the same place as before. You guys searched Block A, so somebody had hidden that kind of stuff. Yes, that's why I'm suspecting Aroha. It was Aroha who investigated the park area. Syobai said it just now, didn't he? That all the culprit has to do is hide the corpse in the place they were supposed to investigate. Well, I wasn't able to do so because I investigated the place furthest away from the ghost house. The park that Aroha investigated was right across the ghost house. In terms of distance, she'd have no problems.
She just pretended to investigate, and she lied about there being nothing, just like Syobai said.
Liar! Liar! Pants on fire! Exactly what part am I not making sense to you? But it was you who told me to investigate the park area. How was I supposed to know beforehand that you would assign me to that place? I see. That was my bad. But I had no idea you were the filthy culprit back then. However, even if I had told you to investigate some other place, wouldn't you have volunteered to investigate the park? What? Anyway, Sora investigated near the ghost house, so the only option left for you was probably the park. So that's why you chose that place. It's a pretty smart act considering it was coming from Aroha. You deserve some praise. No, I said I'm not the culprit. After that, well, you all know the drill, right? She hid the corpse and came back to us, pretended to join in our investigation. It carries the corpse from the park to the ghost house. When Sora leaves the place, that was around 7:42. Since the last time she used the ghost house gate, she used Setsuka's handbook. She uses her own handbook to enter the ghost house. That way she'd be able to create an ID from around 5:50 without an out record. Also, from here on out, speed is key. Since it will be difficult to use Setsuka's handbook, she would have used her own handbook for convenience. This is why I told you before that Aroha would have used her own handbook first. After entering, Aroha prepares the final step to her plan. She puts the body parts on the altar, uses the blood packs to create a bloody mess, and then hides behind the sliding screen near the entrance. After the body announcement, she pretends like she just entered the place, and voila! From corpse moving to false alibi to false evidence, she did it all by herself. Aroha? No, I told you I'm not the culprit. Yeah, seeing Hibiki entering the ghost house was a lie. The hairpin! How can you explain the hairpin from the ghost house? You obviously just stole them beforehand. Sister was clearly not herself after the motive reveal yesterday night. Even a toddler would have been able to take it from her. When did I ever have a chance to steal that? You were the one who told us that Hibiki refused to come out of her room this morning. That was still this morning. I have no idea of where she was and what she did afterwards. Only met her again after we found the corpse. So, or do you have any proof that you did meet my sis during that time? Well, I can't, I'm not trying to blame you or anything, but didn't you arrive late after the body announcement? The body was found in Block A. You arrived even later than Yuruko and Nikkei, who were in Block C. Why is that, I wonder? But that's because I was the only one who didn't receive Setsuka's message! You told me later that you received a weird message, right? Yuruko was heading towards the ghost house anyways because of that message. That is true, but based on our observations so far, that message was sent by the culprit as well, right? What? Sure, All messages from Suzuka today were sent by the culprit. I have no idea who the killer is anymore. Is it Aroha? Is it Kanade? Is it Hibiki? There's too much. It's too complicated. My brain is going in circles. That is all the more reason that the culprit needed to carry Setsuka's hand at all times. As I said before, the only person capable of easily transporting Setsuka's hands is Aroha.
Well, this is...
So Aroha really did? Syobai, I'd like to know your thoughts on this. Your theory itself has no contradictions, but the fact that the Bubblehead girl thought of a trick this high-leveled, that itself could be considered a contradiction. He's right. How could someone as stupid as me think of a murder this complicated? You're saying that about yourself? Well, she could have been acting all this time. A wolf in sheep's clothing, if you will. That's not true. I'm innocent. Please believe me. If you claim that you're not the culprit, then where's your rebuttal? This is literally the same situation that we put my sis in. Tell me, what is the difference between you going on about your innocence without any logic to back it up, and sis bawling her eyes out? Illogical nonsense. You're asking to be executed. Seems like Aroha's backed into a corner. Is she really the culprit? Kanade and Syobai did most of the reasoning. There doesn't seem like there are any contradictions. And I guess they're right.
Silence from both the attacking team and the defenders. Have you come to a conclusion? I'm sure you're all aware that since this is a third-class trial, but you cannot take back your decision. Now then, everyone, vote for the culprit with the switch in front of you. Will that answer be the truth or not? Hoo-hoo. Now vote.
Objection!
What? Interrupting the voting again.
What is it, Mikado?
Something was bothering me all this time,
and I finally know what that is. I'm not trying to side with Aroha, but I saw something back then.
Saw what?
According to Kanade's theory, Aroha should have dismembered the corpse between 9:54 and 12:54. Correct. But I saw Aroha goofing around painting pictures near the harbor around 11. What? Oh yeah, I was drawing pictures at the port at that time. Wait, why weren't you investigating? Well, I thought it would raise my spirits. This is the important part. If Aroha was at the port around that time, that means Kanade's theory is completely wrong. Mikado, I take back every bad thing I've said about you. Thank you for helping me. I most certainly didn't do it for you. Now that it's come to this, we're back to square one once again. My, what a troublesome situation.
Wait, can we even believe this guy?
What's wrong, bro?
I mean, how can we tell if that's true or not? When it's Mikado of all people. Mikado has always meddled with us. This time, he might be trying to stop us from getting the answer right.
Excuse me? Why would I lie if not getting the answer right also cost my life?
How should I know? Maybe you're behind all this and did it to survive on your own. After all, you're the one who gave us those motive videos, right?
Shinji's right. You're seriously saying that after all you've done so far? Makes you think you have the right to speak. Don't speak such nonsense. Roha was definitely at the pool at that time. I'm sorry, but I also can't believe his words that easily. If it weren't for his testimony, Kanade's theory is perfect. But he doesn't gain anything by lying out of this. If it was anyone else, Syobai even, I would have at least tried to believe it, but Mikado... Am I that untrustworthy? Of course, you're the mastermind, for crying out loud. Technically speaking, you're the reason we're doing this class trial in the first place. Just this once, please believe Mikado. No, please believe in me. I really am innocent.
I'd rather place my trust on dogs dropping. I place my trust on dog droppings than on him.
How cruel of you all.
At least take this seriously.
Is Roha really the culprit? Roha does seem like she's telling the truth. Of course, it could be her acting. Mikado's saying that he saw Aroha in the morning. You should think of something as well. Think of any information regarding Aroha. It could be the missing key to solving whether or not Aroha's the Blackened. No, I know how to do this. Is it the coffee? Oh no, it's the Logicraft. Okay. Holy shit, this case is so complicated. What the fuck? Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, so more health does not help you in this. Oh right, I gotta hold it. Shit, man. Oh god, this game is so hard. This minigame is... Oh my god, I immediately lost health. Good job, me. Oh, I lost health again. Cool. I'm so dead. We're so cooked. Oh my god, it went too high. Fuck, dude. This is so hard. Oh, this minigame is so hard. I'm so bad at platforming. Shit, I lost 2 health. Oh, it's so cooked. Bro, it's so cooked. Like, what do you want me to do, game? Like, what the fuck? Like, what do you want me to do? Okay, I got through that. Okay. I made it. Whew. Okay. That was fun. Okay, so you can fail at that part. For the parade, when was the last time we met Aroha? During breakfast. Correct. 2-1. Okay. Well, that was just mean. Okay. Okay, that's just mean. Okay, that's just a mean one. You can't put dead ends like that, man. Come on. Okay, I couldn't do anything, game. What do you want me to do? I have to, like, muscle memory this. This is such bull. I do not like this minigame. Mainly because it's really fucking hard. It's really fucking hard for no reason. I'm too high. Oh, it's starting to lag. Saw that lag spike there? That was great. I don't know how I didn't get hit there. Okay. What did we do with Aroha during breakfast? We drank her coffee, right? All right, here we go. Oh wait, if I lose this, I game over. Oh my god, please stop. You're so mean, game. You're so mean. I hate you. Oh fuck. Please let that. No, that's not it. Ah! This is so scary. I have to do this flawlessly. I did it flawlessly. Let's go. Ow, fuck. What happened after we drank Aroha's coffee? We got unconscious. Turned Super Saiyan. So it can't be Aroha then. Okay. Only got 60. Oh, come on. Bullshit. Wait, everyone. What's wrong, Sora? This just came to me, and it doesn't have anything to do with Mikado, but Aroha may not be the culprit. Sora, thank you! What? What's up with you? Actually, something very suspicious happened this morning. After breakfast, I was going to start my investigation when a sudden wave of irresistible sleep came over me. I told you about the reason I was late for the parade, remember? Oh, I do. So you suddenly felt sleepy. When you woke up, it was evening, right? But it's not like you were awake all night, right? You slept through all afternoon, even when you drank coffee for breakfast. It's exactly it. I saw Aroha wasn't drinking her coffee during breakfast. Thought it was a waste, and naturally being a can of coffee, and drank her coffee instead. It's okay up until then, but after that I felt incredibly sleepy, like as if I was drugged. It was a natural wave of sleep. You did?
So what are you trying to say? Someone drugged the coffee with sleeping pills?
Exactly.
What?
Now listen carefully. The coffee that I drank was meant for Aroha, right? What would have happened if Aroha instead drank the coffee? Well, Aroha would have slept till evening. Then that would mean that Aroha wouldn't have any alibi from morning till evening, right? Huh? Wait, so someone tried to use sleeping drugs to prevent Aroha from having an alibi?
Sorry for interrupting this, but was there anything like sleeping drugs on this island?
There are some at the pharmacy section at the mart. I always check all the items there, but I didn't notice a difference in number. Do you open the packages and check the insides? Well, I can't. It would take forever if I did that every day. For a cup of coffee, one pill should be enough. They probably didn't need to take the whole package. Wait, so let me get this straight. You drank a cup of coffee that was drugged with sleeping pills.
Well, why would someone prevent Aroha from having an alibi? What would they gain from that?
Wait, I know. There is someone who would benefit from all of this. Someone is trying to frame Aroha by preventing any alibis. Right, if Aroha's the culprit, it doesn't make sense that the coffee she was trying to drink was drugged. Aroha's not the culprit. Culprit was the person who was trying to make Aroha drink that coffee. If Sora drank the coffee that was originally intended for Aroha, and Aroha being outside during morning was something unexpected even for the culprit, right? That's right, so Mikado's account of seeing Aroha around 11 is something entirely possible.
Could you not believe me? I'm so disappointed in all of you. Hold on, if Aroha's not the culprit, then the real Blacken is.
It's something that just came to me. But if we use this info and reverse the thought process, we can easily track down the culprit. Identity. The culprit is someone who had drugged Aroha's coffee. When someone is trying to frame Aroha by erasing her alibi, someone is trying to frame her just now. Kanade again? The culprit was someone who was pressing on Aroha until just now. Kanade Otonokoji, it's you.
Wait, hold on. I thought little sis explained to us how she couldn't be the culprit.
I'm ungrateful that you proved my innocence, but Kanade being the culprit. Being said, Kanade did act weird during breakfast. Usually she would have chased after her sis right away when Abiki left, but didn't she hesitate a bit? Sorry. She reluctantly followed when Satsuka told her to. I assumed that was to make sure Aroha drank her coffee or not? Unfortunately, unbeknownst to Kanade, it was Sora who actually drank the coffee. If Kanade really is the culprit and considering her personality, she would have made sure that Aroha did in fact drink the sleeping pills. But how is that possible? Just how unlucky can you get? Well, aren't our matters like that? Something that shouldn't have happened somehow did, while something that should doesn't happen at all. Bullshit. What? Syobai and now you? What is it with you people in trying to frame me as the culprit? I shared my theory, showed you the contradictions, and through my reasoning proved that Aroha is the culprit. Just how much rebuttal would it take for you to be satisfied? But Sora has a point. If Aroha had fallen asleep with that drug, she would have been confirmed as the culprit without a doubt. Really? Do we have to take the long way? Alright, fine, I'll show you. First, the fact that the coffee was drugged is a stretch. It's not like I was the one who prepared the meal. How could I have drugged the coffee that Mikado had prepared? It isn't impossible. Turia would know just how quickly Mikado prepares our meals. Oh yeah, Sora and I arrived early in the morning for breakfast a few days ago. The meal was prepared even before the morning announcement. Oh yes, I do! You know what they say, the early chef dominates the culinary world. Prepare the food way in advance before you even wake up. You heard him, so if you just arrive at the diner before everyone else wakes up, you would have ample time to drug Aroha's coffee.
You wouldn't really know where Aroha will actually sit, would you?
That probably isn't the case because I usually sit at the same place. In fact, most of us usually sit in the same place every morning, don't we? True, unless the seat's owner died and someone sat there instead. That was usually it. After hearing what you lot have to say, things start to make sense. We still don't know about the first aid kit, which is confusing me. The first aid kit is confusing me, because why is it there? The 3 hours of space between 9:54 and 12:54. That was time deliberately left blank by that girl to frame Bubblehead, so that she can say it was time Bubblehead spent on dismemberment. But just how unlucky can you get? The Bubblehead was actually seen by Mikado Sonoji. By the irony of fate. Didn't Aroha just mention that it was Kanade who was assigned to look around the park near the ghost house? Come to think of it, perhaps there was also something she did in advance to frame Aroha. That's not all. Aroha wasn't invited to the chat room that was created from Satsuka's handbook. They probably separately told Aroha to come to the Mirror Mansion so that Aroha could see Hibiki entering the ghost house. And later claimed that Aroha was lying, making everyone suspect her. Told ya, the culprit is Kanade Otonokoji. Obviously that Bubblehead can't come up with a trick of this level. He's making fun of me, isn't he?
Hold on, this trial is a bit tough. The culprit keeps changing. I don't know who's telling the truth or not.
One thing is for sure, Sora consuming the sleeping pills and Mikado witnessing Aroha can't be coincidences. The one who orchestrated that was Kanade. So Kanade really is the culprit? Kanade. Okay, yes, yup, yeah, alright, sure. Kanade. Yes, it seems like you used your damn stupid brains to reach a conclusion. As you said, I don't have any logical rebuttal against this. As all of this is just a presumption, I have no evidence against this. Yes. But being the generous and merciful, I will go over your stupid delusions. Yes, suppose I did drug Aroha's coffee. Yes. Then how about we go back to when Syobai was suspecting me as the culprit? Yes. Yes, try to deduce things under the proposition that I am the culprit. Yes. Just how did I murder Satsuka? Quite an unsolvable mystery. Yes. Yes. Why isn't anyone answering? Yes. Yes, come on, answer me. Yes. Well, I who cannot carry the hands. I who cannot hide the corpse near the ghost house.
Holy fuck.
I was with you all throughout the entire parade. Explain to me how the hell did I manage to kill Satsuka, despite all these alibis, and move the damn corpse? Anyone? Yes? Syobai? Sora? Yuki? Anyone? Come on, let's hear it. Kanade, you're scaring me. Oh, my dear sis, relax. There's no way that I'm the culprit. You're not the culprit either. We're completely innocent, so there's nothing to worry about. I'll solve everything for you. I will. Nobody spoke another word. Was it because we were intimidated by the sheer insanity of Kanade? Partly that, but Kanade wasn't just raging upon us without any logic. It was completely different from the breakdowns of all the other culprits. There were simply just too many contradictions to point her as a culprit. Even if she really was the culprit, her defense against that truth was too hard for us to break. My, cat got your tongue? Everyone try to focus. Maybe we've all missed some sort of clue. I don't want to die just as much as you guys, so let's start this over again. Now let's put our heads together on this. It's impossible. There are too many contradictions if we assume Kanade's the culprit. Maybe Kanade really isn't the culprit, and of course me too. Wait, what about the deal with the sleeping pills? If Kanade wasn't the one who drugged the coffee, then who was it?
I honestly think it's possible that Sora could have lied about this. We only have Sora's words to back it up, right?
If Sora is lying, then it goes my accounts of credibility again.
As if you had any credibility to begin with.
Isn't that the only thing that made Kanade suspicious? Not to mention that Kanade didn't outright deny the fact about the sleeping pills.
I have no idea what's going on, and who's right or wrong.
Syobai, any ideas? Thought you saw me as shit. Now you're running back to me because you're out of ideas? Well, the main problem is how the culprit was able to move the corpse to the ghost house. If you think about the whole timeline, the concept of finding the corpse in Block A is entirely impossible. Still, they must have used the monorails, but we've missed something here. Something. Oh, I got it. I know the culprit. It's Mikado. Mikado used magic to teleport the corpse inside the ghost house. He keeps talking about the school rules preventing him from using magic, but who knows if that rule is actually fake?
Roha, might I kindly ask what the actual fuck? Oh my god, that's so good. Oh, sorry. I have to take a screenshot of that. Sorry, my bad. That's too good. I'm sorry. That's too good a line. Sorry. God, she really did just make the perfect crime. The problem is I don't understand the medkit still.
Or maybe there was a secret passage that they used to transport the corpse.
Roha, maybe it's best that you stay quiet. Don't lose your focus, Aroha. There's not a theory. There's just your delusions. Poor Aroha. She's trying.
But I can understand where she's coming from. There really is no logical way that this could have happened. Teleported inside. Secret passageway. The ghost house was shaped like Syobai? I got it. There is a way. There is a way that Kanade Oto no Koji can move the corpse. Really? What is it? The problem is solved if you can move the corpse inside the ghost house without using the gates. And there is one passageway in the ghost house that matches this condition.
And where's that?
Passageway in the ghost house that connects to the outside other than the gates. Perhaps there's that one thing inside the ghost house if we could pinpoint that.
Oh, the fireplace.
The chimney.
What?
Syobai, are you perhaps referring to the chimney? There's a fireplace at the ghost house. There's a fireplace, and that means there was a chimney that connects it to the outside. Bingo! If you throw the corpse through the chimney, the corpse would get thrown down to the fireplace. If the fire was put out, it wouldn't stand out. It would be near the altar as well.
Yeah, the chimney? You're kidding me, right?
What an astounding turn of events! By throwing the corpse in through the chimney during the parade, you don't have to hide them beforehand. You can enter empty-handed at 7:42 after the white-haired girl leaves the ghost house. The corpse is already in the fireplace, so you just have to move them to the altar and flood the place with the blood packs. Just in case, did you search the fireplace when you were investigating the ghost house? No, I didn't think that Setsuka was dead at that time, so I investigated places that a living human being could naturally be. Not to mention that it was especially dark near the fireplace. Alright, so no contradictions there. How's this, twins? A new challenge for you. Let's see you sing and dance around this one.
No, I got it. I understand. Here we go.
The culprit threw the corpse inside through the chimney.
It's probably the bags.
But is that actually possible? Nope, it's absolute nonsense. There weren't any clues left in the fireplace. We don't even have to discuss the clues. Do you have any idea how tall the ghost house is? How would you throw a corpse into a place that high? I guess the culprit rode a plane or something, yes?
I honestly agree that this is a bit too far.
My magic could have pulled it off, sure, but I am bound by these cursed rules.
Would you stop distracting us with nonsense and just shut up? Nope, there were. You're wrong.
Wait a second, about that fireplace. There was a suspicious black plastic bag near the fireplace. I'm not sure what that could be, but I'm positive it wasn't there from the start. Plastic bags near the fireplace? What's the deal with them? Well, yeah, if we deduce it based on Syobai's theory, that bag would probably be the one that contains the body parts. Eek! Fireplace is always lit, at least until the culprit turned it off. If that bag was there before, it would have long burnt away, so the bag was put there after the fire was put off. In other words, the day of the crime. There's no other evidence that they threw the corpse through the chimney. The ghost house is pretty higher than you think. If the corpse fell through that high of a height, there must be some traces left on the body. Traces of the body. Culprit threw the corpse onto a place that high. Corpse would definitely have some traces of it. That evidence is... Oh, it's the bruises! Holy shit. You're talking about the bruises on the corpse, right, Syobai? You bet. Bruises? While Setsuka's body was cut into pieces, each piece had some trace of bruises. It even said so in the monochrome file. If the body fell straight through the roof like Syobai said, it'd be natural that there would be a few broken bones here and there. Conversely, there would be no explanation for those bruises if it didn't fall through the chimney. The murder weapon was something sharp, so it's highly unlikely that those bruises would have occurred otherwise. Nonsense you aren't about. The chimney? You guys said it yourself. The ghost house is pretty tall. Considering the inclination of the building, it would be impossible to even climb up the damn thing. So how would someone manage that?
I honestly have to agree. After all, the ghost house is the tallest building out of everything in Block A. There's no other place taller than the ghost house. Then how would you manage to throw something onto the top of it?
There is one place you can reach higher than the ghost house.
What?
Some place aforementioned in my theory. The monorail. The monorails go right past the ghost house roof. Are you seriously suggesting that they threw the corpse while riding on the monorails? No, I'm not suggesting it. It's the only possible way. I'm sorry, but this isn't a fantasy world. Would you like me to get you reincarnated in another world? Yeah, about that. I have someone otherworldly right next to me. Not a fantasy creature. Treating me in such a way is a cruel and sensitive act that ignores everything I've done so far. Not to be that guy here, but I think it's impossible too. The monorail's pretty slow, granted, but it is still a moving device. If they missed a shot, all would go to waste. Would they risk that kind of a shot on a moving platform? Though the corpse hit the chimney when the monorail goes past it, is this truly possible for a human being? And a high schooler of all people? Is any proof that this was possible for Kanade? Syobai's theory would basically be confirmed. Let's trace our memories back. Let's recall any memory related to Kanade's physical abilities. No. It's her dart skills. Oh, I forgot what the HI was. No. Damn it. There we go. Oh, remark. Where's RK? No, that's not where RK is. Hold on. There it is. There we go. Hibiki's remark. God, this game is so complicated. Okay. Oh yeah, there is proof. It might have been possible to throw the corpse into the chimney for Kanade. What, really? Hibiki. Hibiki, listen to me. Huh? What? You told me on the first day on the third island, at the casino, remember? That Kanade's accuracy is impeccable. She always hits her target. At one time, she even scored a goal from the school rooftop onto the sports ground's basketball rim. Doubt that the casino is the best place to make profit out of. I know, that's why Kanade's throwing the darts. Okay. Is that even possible? Wait, if it is. Yes, throwing a corpse into the chimney while on a monorail should be a piece of cake. I never knew Kanade had such an ability. Is that really true, Hibiki? Well, it is true. Kanade is always... Shut up, Hibiki! Eek! You should have just kept quiet. What are you getting flustered for? Your reaction just gave credibility to what your sis said. To think of it, Kanade looked a little flustered with that remark. That time I thought it was because she couldn't keep up with Hibiki's pace. Thinking back now, she might have already thought of this plan way back then.
Way back then? That was a few days ago. So she was already planning to murder someone even then?
That would mean that Kanade thought of this trick as soon as she understood the structure of Satsuki Land. Phew, aren't you the scary type? That's true, then it's actually possible for Kanade to commit the murder. Sure, the only one who has those abilities amongst us is Kanade. So the murder would be impossible for anyone other than Kanade. Kanade? Stupid sis. Well, sure, I'll let that pass. It doesn't matter, really. If I had used that method to move the corpse inside the ghost house, the monorail was active during 7 to 6 to 9. It was active during 6 to 7, the only time possible for the culprit to throw the corpse. But have you all forgotten? That time was when the parade was going on. Oh, that's right, come to think of it. Kanade watched the parade with us, so it would make sense for her to also be on the monorail throwing corpses at that time. We ourselves are the witnesses. Wait, that means we're stuck again? Syobai make another mistake? Wait, but Miss Little Sis didn't deny the chimney theory. To be honest, the reaction she just showed wasn't something from a totally innocent person. I'm not the culprit. I just feel the need to object every single detail. I have an alibi, after all. It seems like we've hit yet another roadblock. Huh? You're gonna act like that. Two can play at that game. Everything would make sense if she was able to ride the monorail at that time, right? I told you I was watching the parade. The others there are all witnesses. Was that really you?
What do you mean?
Stupid shits. You got fooled once last time. This is literally the same trick, dickheads. Last time? You mean when Emma disguised herself as Kokoro? That's right, Bubblehead. Don't you all get it by now? Recall who I suspected as an accomplice with Kanade Otonokoji. Can't be. Hibiki disguised herself as Kanade?
What?
No, wait, isn't entirely impossible. It actually makes sense. Hibiki and Kanade are identical twins. A bit of disguise and no one would be able to tell them apart. Hibiki doesn't have an alibi today, so if she was disguised as Kanade, then the person without an alibi throughout today was actually Kanade. We should double check just in case. Has anyone seen Hibiki even once after morning? Nobody? I hope that you're not just ignoring me this time. The case had already started this morning. Of course no one has seen them. They basically switched their alibis through disguise. First time we saw Kanade after breakfast was during the parade. So the Kanade we met there was probably Hibiki. The real Kanade was riding the monorails moving the corpse. Admit it, Kanade Otonokoji. You're not just some ordinary high schooler. You're smart, cunning, and careful. Even more so than me. Beats me with such talented girls in a band for some reason. But you let your guard down. Sure, you put up a pretty high wall, but you've left some holes here and there. Well, my turn is over. It's yours now. Any rebuttals? I haven't had such a battle like that in ages, and it was honestly a bit fun. Though it hurts my pride that I had to get some help from the likes of you all along the way.
So you're admitting that? I thought you would try to take all the credit.
I told you, I'm a calculative guy. We all die a happy death if I make a mistake, while I stubbornly press on with my theory. It's much more efficient to give up your pride and put your brains together in these cases. I think that you'd be on the same wavelength as us. I think this is the first time you've spoken this much. But it doesn't change the fact that you all were hopeless as shit until I took over the stage.
He is true. He is right.
You had to rub it in. Kanade? So let me get this straight. The one watching the parade was actually Sis, and I was actually on the monorails. Yes. While the monorail went past the ghost house, I threw the corpse into the chimney. Congratulations, you've gotten everything wrong.
Another rebuttal, please. Would you give me a break? You're definitely the culprit here.
If you lack the brains to think, then don't talk at all. People like you are the reason the term trash journalism exists.
What did you just...
Finally, someone who knows how to put up a real fight. Come at me. Now, I'm going to start with the throwing corpse pit and go through everything from there. Satsuka's dismembered body consisted of the head, the torso, each hands, arms, leg, and the feet. So 10 pieces altogether. Now here's a simple question. How many times does the monorail go past the ghost house during its 1 hour run? What? You're not seriously suggesting that I threw all 10 pieces at once in one go, are you? The monorail is quite slow, but it's still as fast as a speeding bike. To summarize it, you can only throw one piece at a time each time you go past the ghost house. According to Syobai's theory, the culprit starts off at Block C to ride the one heading to Block A, right? They throw their first piece here, and after 15 minutes where it takes a round trip, they throw the next one. They throw each piece at each round trip at the 30, 45, 60 minute mark. Wait, who'd have guessed it? Our precious hour is already passed with 4 round trips. The monorail is inactive for the next hour. What are we to do with the remaining 6 pieces? How are we to explain this? Well, she definitely makes a point. The idea of throwing a corpse into the chimney was remarkable. The number of throws needed is far too much. We have a much bigger problem at hand, really. Throwing the corpse inside the chimney is actually impossible for a different reason. Sure, the legs, arms, hands, and feet are small enough to fit inside the passageway. The head, well, she did have a relatively small head, so let's let that pass. But what about the torso? Do you really think that her torso would be able to fit inside that small of a chimney?
Is it not possible?
Her torso was missing an abdomen, right? Then wouldn't it have fit without it? You can break the joints to fit any other piece of body, but you can't do so with the body. Not to mention that her chest area was particularly larger than anyone else. That part would surely get stuck halfway through. So you're gonna play that card, huh? You could just move the torso separately, through the gates as normal. But how? The reason we're talking about this damn chimney theory is because passing through the gates is practically impossible, remember? If you want to prove this theory, you need to be able to move each and every body part through the chimney. With whatever reasoning we throw at Kanade, she vigorously defends back. We can't penetrate through this defense. We won't be able to accuse her as the culprit. Syobai admitted he can't win against Kanade alone. Let's think through this together.
Spit it.
The torso does not fit in the chimney. In other words, you would need to move the torso in a different way. Of course, such a way doesn't exist. You could have just taken the torso separately. While Kanade is busy throwing corpses, Hibiki moves to the ghost house with the torso. Impossible! I was watching the parade then. Even if that was Sis's disguise, at least one of us needs to watch that parade. But then by that logic, who is the person that watched the parade? What if she separately took the torso and hid it somewhere in Block A? Impossible! You can only throw 4 pieces total. There are 6 pieces excluding the torso, so there's too much risk.
We're out of any options.
If we exclude the chimney theory, there are no other ways to move the torso. And even that chimney option is made impossible by the monorail schedule. In conclusion, I am not the culprit. Really a contradiction where we were wrong? Okay, I got it. She used the dolls to put the torso in. Nope. You're wrong. Alright, there we go. Let's keep going. This is a long-ass trial. No, Kanade. There is a way to move the torso without throwing it into the chimney. Moreover, by doing this, you could also move the torso from Block C to A without getting caught.
Does such a way really exist?
Impossible. There is no such way. Well, there is. It's by using the parade dolls. Parade dolls? This is just a spark of an idea, but the dolls move on their own, and they're empty inside. So if you put the torso inside the dolls of the storehouse at Block C before the parade, the torso will automatically get set with the parade without gathering suspicion. Yeah, I'm impressed, Whitey. That was what I was going to say. In addition to what she said, the torso would inevitably arrive at Block A's storehouse after the parade, which was exactly the place Kanade Otonokoji was supposed to investigate during your search. Oh, so she had a way of retrieving it back.
Then the torso was hiding inside the storehouse. And in the 6-minute gap between that 7:36 when Sora left and 7:42, she went inside the ghost house during this time to retrieve the torso.
Yeah, in addition to that, Hibiki was probably hiding in the storehouse as well. When the white hair gang started to search Block A, that girl headed straight to the storehouse, switched places with the real Kanade. So that the littler shit confirms that albino left the ghost house, signals us to her sis using the handbook. The little shit, who was standing by with the torso in the storehouse, heads straight to the ghost house. Meanwhile, the littler shit returns to the white hair gang. We previously thought that 6 minutes would be too short of a time to move the corpse between the storehouse and the ghost house. However, that was because we considered moving all the body pieces. If it was just the torso, it would have definitely been possible. Amazing, Sora. And, so what? As previously mentioned, the monorail only passes through the ghost house 4 times in the span of an hour. We have 5 more body pieces to take care of, even excluding the torso. How are we to move this? Well, yeah, about your crap about the monorails. You mean 7 times, not 4, you little lying shit.
What? How come? It takes 15 minutes for a round trip, and the monorail becomes inactive after 1 hour.
There are 2 different kinds of monorail, one for each direction. To go past the ghost house, you need to take the track between Block A and C. Simply said, if you transfer between the 2 monorails to ride only the track between Block A and C, there's no need for a full round trip. What? Huh? Wait, how did the order and the direction of the monorails go again? Hold on a sec, I had it written down just in case. Here it is. At every other hour, the monorail starts at Block and goes along the path of BAC. 5 minutes later, another monorail takes its departure towards the opposite direction. Hold on, so if we draw out the timetable... Quit wasting time. Here, give me that. I'll draw it for you. Now you get what I mean? The focal point here is starting from 6. The culprit was standing by with the corpse at the Block C station. With this train heading to Block A at 6:10, she rides this to Block A. Here she will go past the ghost house for the first time, and she throws one of the pieces here. 1 down. She arrives at Block A at 6:15, and waits 5 minutes on the platform for the train heading in the opposite direction. The train eventually arrives, she rides it back to Block C. During that time, she passes through the ghost house again, 2 down. Block C again at 6:25, but this time the train she'll transfer has already arrived. Transfers right away to head Block A, 3 down. If you repeat this process... Well, do I need to go any further? You all got it by now, right? He's right. Using this method, you can go past the ghost house a total of 7 times. And the last train arrives at Block 8 is exactly 7. Perhaps Gennady even took this into account when choosing the crime scene. I see. I made a mistake. So it seems like you would be able to throw the 7 corpse pieces through the chimney. But what difference does it make? Even with the torso carried by the parade dolls, that still leaves 2 remaining body pieces. Quite a mystery, yes? What happened to those 2 pieces, yes? How did I move them? Yes? Answer me! Can't you fit the 2 pieces with the torso inside the parade dolls? Even if the storehouse is a bit far away, I'm sure 6 minutes is enough to manage 2 additional body pieces. I doubt it. Her torso is quite large and heavy after all. What about the small parts of the body, like hands and feet? They seem pretty possible. Hands? Yes, that's it. The 2 remaining pieces should definitely be hands.
What do you mean?
Think about it. Aroha saw Hibiki entering the ghost house between 5:55 and 5:57. That means she used Setsuka's handbook. Which means that she had Setsuka's hand needed to turn the handbook on.
So the remaining 2 hands were carried by Miss Older Sis herself.
Hold on. That's right before the parade. Hibiki was disguised as Kanade. She would have to meet up with us right after, so she wouldn't have even had time to hide the hands.
That means she had the hands with her when she was with us.
That's exactly the problem, bro. If she had them, we would have definitely noticed them. Finally, some sensible logic. You're most absolutely right. Even if it was my sis that was with you during that parade, no one knows the whereabouts of those hands during that time. Do you finally see the contradictions? No, it might not actually be a contradiction. Sora? I have a hunch on where that hand could have been, actually. Sora, perhaps you are under the false impression that you're smart just because you were able to tag along with Syobai's theory. You're just a disgusting parasite that's always leeching off someone else's ideas and theories. That sheer arrogance in your face as if you figured out something on your own. It's disgusting. Would you please stay on my sight before I throw up at the sight of your disgusting face? No, Kanade, we'll see just who's being arrogant here. Should be Kanade's final line of defense. Break through this and we might be able to end this trial once and for all. Oh, I got another one. Okay. What about the first aid kit? We haven't figured out the first aid kit. Oh my god, she's insane. I love the crazy laugh she has. Oh my god, she takes so much damage. I gotta be close, right? There we go. Have you ever tried thinking? Did I fuck this up? That's funny. Alright, I'm going it. Here we go. There goes the guitar. Oh, it stopped. What happened? Oh, the game crashed. The game crashed. Okay. The game crashed on me. That's not good. Oh, what? Oh, I think OBS has crashed as well. Has everything crashed? What happened to the video? Hold on. Oh, no. Did OBS crash? Hold on. That's not good. Okay, I'm really hoping OBS didn't crash here. And nothing's working. Hold on.